Hello loves, welcome to Fifth Dimension. My name is Letty, and for today's reading we are going to be doing a pick a pile based off of what patterns or cycles you are currently in the process of breaking. So what breakthroughs are you having, as well as any guidance and advice for your situation. Okay, so I'm going to pull 3 piles. Pile 1, please. Pile 1. Alright. Well, I'll open it right now. Pile 2. And pile 3. Pile 3, please. This is the first time I'm using this deck, so hopefully I'm able to connect with it. Alright. So for pile number 1, we have home. It's number 35. For pile number 2, we have patience, number 23. And, or did I say pile number 3? No, I didn't. And pile number 3, how teachable are you? Number 9. So take whichever pile you resonate with the most, and I will see you all at your readings, loves. Hello, pile number 1. Thank you for joining me for your reading today. So before I get started with your reading, I ask that you take one little second and click on that subscribe button. You have no idea how much that means to me and how much of an effect it'll have on my purpose and my journey in trying to get messages out there, okay? And probably you'll end up helping somebody else because it'll make YouTube sort of promote it a little bit more and pass that message on to somebody who might need that as well. So you got the card 35, home. So emphasis on your feeling secure and safe and stable is what I'm feeling this cycle might have to do. So this reading is about what cycles or patterns you are currently in the process of breaking. So with emphasis on the home here, I would say you have probably had a pattern or cycle of feeling instability when it comes to your home life, when it comes to your basic needs, right? So feeling a sense of foundation and stability. This could be financial, or this could be emotional, mental, when it comes to the security of your home and home life, and being able to take care perhaps of those under your care. So there could be, children, family, spouse, maybe elders, whoever it is that you are, pets even, right? So whoever it is that you are responsible for this pattern or cycle that you have experienced of feeling like a sense that you have not been capable of providing the stability and the foundation that you would love to be able to offer, okay? So this is a cycle that you are currently in the process of breaking, remember. So there's about to be changes when it comes to this, because specifically you've had some sort of breakthrough about sort of the mentality that you have when it comes to patterns and cycles. Really, a lot of it has to do with beliefs that are ingrained within us, usually during childhood, that we see. So patterns that we see and then end up repeating. So if you grew up in a home life that had some sort of instability, then this is sort of what you grow up excuse me, what you grow up believing is what's meant for you, in other words, or you sort of believe that this is just the way it is. So then we end up sort of unconsciously repeating these cycles and having that fear of not having, everything that we need to provide a stable foundation or home, okay? So if that message resonates with you, then this is definitely your reading. All right, pile number 1. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move your main energy card a little bit further so that I have space for the cards. I'm going to leave your advice cards for the end of the reading, and we'll just get started with your messages, okay? So first out, we have the owl, the witness. I apologize for the barking if you hear it. What do you need to release? Conclusions are within reach. The world. Cornucopia. Nice. That's one of my favorite cards in that deck. The thinking man. Excuse me. Warrior. Be fearless and stand strong. And star ancestor. Follow the voice of your soul. All right. So let me sit with this energy for just a moment, and I will get started. All right, loves. So starting off with the owl. So as you might already know, the owl is about, having wisdom. Also in the process of turning knowledge into wisdom. So how do you do that? Anybody can gain knowledge, right? Knowledge is opening up a book and reading whatever the book has to offer. It is looking at a list of ingredients and a recipe to create some sort of dish. But when you have a lot of life experience in which your experience gives you information that cannot come from a book, that is when you turn knowledge into wisdom. And I feel like that is definitely something that created some sort of breakthrough for you, is that your specific life experiences have allowed you to not only be aware of certain, I'm going to say certain things that were getting in your way, but the experience of repeating the cycle over and over and realizing that what you were taught was the answer to getting yourself out of this situation actually didn't end up helping you in any way. If in fact you've experienced this pattern multiple times, that you have a different perspective, like the owl here. You've been able to turn all of your experiences into this new information for you, versus where you are, I really feel like you're trusting yourself a lot more and being more observant. And then with the witness here right beside, the witness is really about like sitting back and watching, which is similar to the owl, right? The owl, there's a lot of sight, higher sight that comes with the owl having wisdom, because it's able to sit back and really perceive certain experiences from being separate from. Okay, so it's one thing when we are going through our experiences and in the midst of the stress or the emotion and seeing it from that perspective. But when we take a step back, such as the witness here, and really separate ourselves from the situation, a different perspective comes into view, which is why, like, when you are on a spiritual journey, like, meditation is literally like, meditation is spirituality 101. And nothing really fancy or anything, just sitting back. Literally, that's what it is. People make it out to be something much more, but it's really just sitting with yourself and a lot of times reflecting, but then you have breakthroughs. You have breakthroughs because somehow in that moment of stillness and separateness, where you're able to detach from, like I said, the stress and the emotions that certain situations may trigger in us, that at the time we're just not capable of seeing any other perspective. But I feel like you have gotten to a point to where you've had a breakthrough in a moment of stillness. because the witness here is being able to see something clearly, which is also similar energy to what the owl is, right? So somehow you were able, sorry, I did my nails to try to be cute because they're usually really gross, but now I can't do anything. So we have the witness here. If you can see, hold on, I have to try to look into this camera to see what's happening. There we go. You see the eye, and the eye is being illuminated. So for me, that's really saying like there's a moment within you recently, in which you were able to see your life from a different perspective than you ever really were able to before. Like something specific in your current situations having to do with, like I said, this pattern of instability when it comes to security with home. It doesn't have to necessarily be like, because the first thing that comes to my mind is obviously like being able to like pay my bills and being able to, you know, put food on the table, which it actually may be what it is. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be that. You may be fine financially and have the means, but then at the same time feel unstable in the home life. Maybe like there's a I keep feeling, what's the word? Tumultuous? I don't know. That's a word I don't use. What is that? Like chaos. Chaos emotionally. Maybe, you know, there's a lot of people in the home. So a bunch of energies being thrown around that makes it a little chaotic. Well, maybe not a little, maybe a lot chaotic. That it's hard. It's difficult to find a place of peace and comfort in the home, which is what the home should provide, right? So a breakthrough that you've definitely had, and I feel like you've already had it, but this being a timeless reading, whenever you get around to it, you may just be in the process of preparing yourself for this breakthrough, okay? So what do you need to release? And like I said, the strong feeling that I was getting from before was the misconception. You know, it's like you've been programmed to experience home life in a certain way. And usually, like I said, most of our programs, if not all, come from childhood. So whatever was presented to you during your childhood programmed you to have this belief that this is what home life is, okay, with this instability. Like, oh, I'm sorry, that was really gross of me. But this instability that you feel where you almost don't know what to expect with the waning moon. I feel like you've only had a glimpse. You've only ever had a glimpse of what a stable home life should be, and maybe this was modeled to you by, you know, others that you were near, or maybe it was something that you were barely able to see in adulthood, like have a glimpse of friends of yours or other family members or somebody that you were able to have a glimpse of, wow, like really, like that's what their home life looks like. Like I want that, but why don't I have that? Okay, so the need to release this programming that you have that has convinced you that this is just as things should be, as best as it gets, or that you shouldn't hope for more or expect differently, in other words. Right here with conclusions are within reach. This sort of gives me the same energy of this like golden illumination. It's giving me the same vibe, okay? So conclusions are within reach, meaning something that you cannot currently see, but are there. You know, with all this tree covering, I feel like you have glimpses of it, but, and I'm thinking it's having to do with this breakthrough, because really, like, if you follow law of attraction, like having a breakthrough in the way you're in your beliefs really changes. It opens up doors for us, because if we can realize that our beliefs have so much power over what it is that we're experiencing in life, then that puts the power in our hands. make those changes, okay? And I feel like you have been having a lot of guidance with star ancestor here. Follow the voice of your soul. Like, I feel like you have really been taking time to try to sit with yourself, because I feel like something within you like has an inner knowing. Like, you're probably very intuitive. I feel, pound number one, like you're very busy. Like, there's a lot going on in your life. And I really feel like being able to take a step back and like really sit with yourself has been something that has been sort of difficult for you to really even make the time for, because I just feel like there's a lot going on for you. You probably have a lot on your shoulders, especially if you have owl coming out here, which means you have a lot of life experience. And usually, like, wisdom does not come from having an easy life. Wisdom comes from having gone through a lot of challenges but overcame them. So let's not forget that, okay? You earn your wisdom as an owl. It's not something that's handed to you, okay? And then we have the world here. So the world in traditional tarot emphasizes, coming to an end of a cycle so that you are able to restart. So it's like movement into a new cycle, which is what this reading is about, right? What patterns and cycles are you breaking? Because when you're finally able to break them, you basically launch the beginning, the new beginning. So you have conclusions right here saying you're right there. You're right at the brink of that breakthrough. You have the acknowledgement, okay? Now it's a matter of releasing those programming, that from your previous experiences, because the world here is letting you know, like, you are here in the cloudiness and the dark, but you have some illumination and knowing as to what potential there is, right? Now it is like dark and it looks like maybe stormy and or foggy even, and he's at the end of this I forgot what these things are called. So I don't know, like the bridge, boardwalk, ledge. But being at the edge of this, walking into what's basically the unknown, right? But there's so much potential in the unknown versus in the cycle that you already know what's going to happen, okay? So cornucopia is actually what's coming. You don't see it yet because it's still cloudy and foggy, pile number one, but this is what's awaiting you. Once you release these old programmings and walk into this new cycle that you, like I said, like once you have that realization, it's really a breakthrough, because you were able to take control of your life and decide, you know what, I'm deciding that this is not the life that I'm going to continue to live. Like, this is not, I'm not going to repeat these cycles over and over and this just be my whole life and then all of a sudden my life's over and that's it. Like, no, I refuse. Okay, that's your energy, and you're gonna do it. I feel strength in you. I feel like if I would have pulled tarot, probably you would have had the strength card come out. I feel that in you very strongly. So then we have the thinking man, and it came out right under what do you need to release. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like you probably have not had a lot of time or the capacity to really sit with yourself and have this breakthrough. And if you haven't already had this breakthrough, I feel like it's coming very soon. And this is something, like I said, like the breakthrough is that you're going to be able to see that what you're doing is not working. In other words, like all this, I feel like I say, I see you busy, like you trying to make the changes, but heavily through like physical exhaustion versus making the changes energetically and having the belief and then relaxing and allowing the universe to deliver. I feel like that's something that you aren't capable of doing because there's that fear, right? Like that fear of releasing control. That might be something with you, pile number one. That fear of releasing control is something that really gets in your way. And so being able to trust the universe is putting the energy that this knowing that the universe will always provide, okay? Warrior, be fearless and stand strong. Yeah, that's what I was just, I hadn't even taken a look at that. But actually, that's exactly what the energy that I was just getting. Like there's this fear that you have of releasing control. And when you have this breakthrough, it's going to help you to be able to do that, okay? It really is. And I am one person who can definitely say that I can relate to this reading, because it resonates a lot with what I've been experiencing when it comes to stability and things that I was doing that was not making me feel stable at home, okay? So I made those changes, as scary as they were, and this is why I'm on YouTube. I launched my own little spiritual business, which is very scary because it's unheard of for anybody in my family to take that route, and I have nobody to guide me in this. So I'm really in the dark. I'm at this exact point in my life, and I'll let you know that about what's to come. But releasing the fear and just allowing the universe to provide. If I feel like this is my true path, doing spiritual work, which I do feel, then the universe is going to show me that, okay? Same thing with you. If you have the belief that you are deserving and worthy of stability when it comes to home, however that may be for you. For me, it's been finances, okay? For you, it may be something different. So, be fearless and stand strong. Follow the voice of your soul. And these aren't even your advice cards, pal number 1. Let's go ahead and take a look at your advice cards. The initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Ooh, I love this, because that's similar energy to this of the world. And it's basically, I really hate how my camera blinks in and out. Sorry, just random thought. I don't know how to fix that, but oh well. This is showing that you are like right at the edge. You're right there, okay? And just like right here with this little waning moon, you have a glimpse. But the breakthrough that you've had is all that you need, okay? You're going to have the strength. You do have it. You're a warrior. You're owl. You've been through a lot, okay? Pile number 1. So the initiation, crossing the threshold, you're right there. Let me move this up here. And I'll put that there. Then we have get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. This is going to help you. Because like I said, I feel like you're very, very busy. Or you may be around a lot of energies that really just, if you consider yourself empathic, but regardless, we all pick up energies, whether we consider ourselves empaths or not. Some of us more than others, okay? So get grounded in any way that you can. However much time that you can. But if you're able to at least once a day, get yourself some time by a tree or a walk in the backyard even. It doesn't have to be like, at a hike or anything, but do it. It's going to be helpful for you to be able to have that breakthrough if you haven't already had it, or to be able to release. Like I said, release. You'll be able to listen to your soul and release what you need to release. I am the dreamer of my dream. Yeah, this is you taking your power back. And you can do this, okay? I recognize that I have chosen fear. There it is again. And I choose again. I choose love. Yes. Sorry, I'm just like, yes, Spirit, coming through with these synchronicities, with this waning moon. This is the fear that you chose of not being able to see it. But now, what? You choose love. You choose you, okay? Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Oh, this is different. Attack, pain, fear, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. Okay, so I think that this is about your breakthrough, like where you realize what it is that you're feeling when it comes to fear specifically. Could be some pain involved, but this is your soul like calling out for help. And I see this like the universe and the stars like seeping through. Like I really feel like this strongly connects with the breakthrough that you've had. Maybe you realized like everything that you're feeling is really like your soul trying to get you to recognize and really call out for help, okay? I feel like this new cycle that you're going through is going to be very spiritual for you because of all these purples that came out. And she's about to walk into this, or there's actually nobody even there. I don't know why I said she. Is there anybody here? No, there's nobody in the picture. It's just the doorway. But there's actually some snakes there, actually. So this transformation, you're going through a transformation perhaps. Or they could also represent like fears that you have that are slithering out there in the darkness, okay? But if you can see, the opening for you is all of these purples, and I feel like this is really like going to be this is a whole spiritual transformation for you. And it's going to be very profound in your life, pile number 1, with this cornucopia. You are about to have a whole new cycle. The part is that if you do have children, pile number 1, you are creating a new cycle for them, which is a blessing because the generations to come will now not be programmed with who knows how long that programming was existing in your timeline, okay, or in your family's lineage. But that is your reading, pile number 1. I really hope that it resonated. Let me know in the comments if it did. And of course, if it did, subscribe if you haven't already, because you should have by now, because I said so in the beginning. But do it, please. You have no idea how much of an effect it has on me and my family, okay? To be able to really put my readings out there, because I need to grow, like now. All right, loves, until we vibe again. Hi, pal number 2. Thank you for joining me for your reading. Oof, had to get that one out. Okay, so you chose the card Patience, but before I get started with your reading, I'm going to ask you to click on that subscribe button. It'll take 1 second, and you have no idea how much of an impact it makes on me, my purpose, my journey. And as always, I trust that you will do that for me, pal number 2, because you are my pal number 2s. We're soul family, okay? This is my pile. So, 23 with patience. All right, so remember that these are messages from Spirit, so don't come for me, pile number 2. But the cycle or pattern that you are currently in the process of breaking is one of impatience when it comes to divine timing. If you can see, she's here, she's sitting on the well, she's beautifully dressed, you know, got her hair done, got her nails done, got her best dress on, and she is impatiently waiting. She's got this little clock in her hand, pocket watch or whatever you call it, and she's just like, I'm here, I'm ready, what's up, where's what I'm waiting for? Okay, so that's going to be different for everyone, but I already know what it is for me. This impatience of wanting it on your timing. That's not going to work when it comes to the universe, okay? I'm sorry to tell you this, pal number 2, but as goddess as you are, goddess or God that you are, the universe doesn't cater to anybody being impatient, okay? The universe caters to trust, to surrender, unfortunately. And so this pattern or this cycle, I feel, has kept you from receiving a lot of blessings that you were meant to receive throughout your life. Why? Because you would go through cycles of believing and then waiting for the evidence of your belief to come within the physical, waiting for them, but then getting impatient and then just losing complete faith. I feel like this is a cycle where you then begin to doubt law of attraction. You begin to doubt your ability to manifest. You begin to doubt your faith in the universe at times, even perhaps. But I feel like this is a pattern or a cycle, right? So I feel like it's something based on a very, very, very long time of having experienced this exact pattern, okay? So, if that resonates with you, my pile number twos, then don't even be ashamed, because I'm right there with you. These are your advice cards. I'm going to leave those. And let's go ahead and see what messages we have, okay? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out lighting and all of that stuff, but I'm working with my phone, and just bear with me, pile number two. The journey. I love this. It has been a journey. That it has. We have the witness. This came out in pile number one also. I feel like all of these readings are really connecting together today. Why is my lighting doing that? I hate that. Sorry. I looked at the phone and I just wanted to stay, and it keeps on doing this crazy stuff. Okay, we have the thinking woman. Yep. We have community. We have, you're very close to achieving your goal. I like seeing that. A time to give rather than to take. New moon in Virgo. There's a lot of green heart energy with trust and healing, and yeah, I really feel that strongly. Spirit Fox, trust your talents in changing times. And then we have Autumn, release the old and rest. Okay, so I'm gonna sit with your cards for 1 second, pile number two. All right, loves. Okay, so we have the journey here. So to start off, all right, this is painting a clearer picture for me, because we have her there waiting. She's unsure as to why she's not received, okay? She's done her work, is what I feel, with her looking all pretty and prepared, you know, for an occasion. I really feel like the energy is that you feel that you've done the work, which you have. You feel that you're done with all the work, and so that it's time, basically, like you're seeing it as journey, destination, and you're like, okay, I've done the journey, now give me the destination, which is end goal, right? The goal. You're very close to achieving your goal here, like what it is that you want. So that could be love for some of you, like a loving relationship, soulmate relationship. That could be opportunity when it comes to like career or a dream goal that you are pursuing, just whatever it is that you are passionate about and trying to manifest in life in general. And I feel like with the journey here, which places emphasis on the actual journey itself versus the goal, which I feel is where your energy has, which is right, okay? Like when you were trying to manifest something, it's important to have a clear view as to where you want to go, but then it's important to release feeling the need to control the ins and outs, the end game of what you're trying to achieve. If you have like a specific image of what it should look like and what the journey there should be before you receive this, that's really going about it the wrong way, unfortunately. There's emphasis on the journey itself. And so here she is prepared, feeling in the energy of being done. But this card, the journey, is telling me that even that you're almost there, okay? Like, I hate to say that to you, because I feel like that's a lot of what the message is when it comes to tarot readings, is that you're almost there. Which sucks to hear at the end of the day, because you want it now. However, I am just relaying messages here. Like I said in the beginning, don't come for me. There's emphasis on you really needing to stay present in the journey versus sitting at the end line, if you will, waiting for your trophy. Like, you're still very actively in the journey. This is not the time to take a seat and wait around. Like, there's still work to be done, is what I'm getting, okay? With this person, holding their chest, I feel like it's definitely not been an easy journey, okay? And because there's emphasis placed over hands over heart, I'm strongly feeling that a part of why you have not received this manifestation yet is because there's still healing work that needs to be done, which is going to be a pattern or breakthrough that you are going to have, is what I'm getting, okay? There's something when it comes to your healing, like I feel like you've done so much healing, pile number 2. And that's, I don't know if I said it out loud, what I was getting, something having to do with heart energy because, or healing because of all the greens that are coming out. And there's even like that pale gray green in all of this card, in the entirety of it. This one here behind this fox, and then these two, we have a lot of greens. And so that's heart chakra energy, which tells me that you have a huge heart chakra. And because of having a huge heart chakra, you have gathered so many wounds within your chakra energy throughout your lifetime, and probably multiple lifetimes even, because I feel like this is just true to your source, okay? It's just having huge heart to offer, right? But like I said, with the hands over heart here, I feel like even though you have done a lot of healing, like there's stuff that's starting to arise. And here's how you're going to know what it is that you need to heal on. Whenever you're triggered by something, pile number 2, that is going to indicate, oh, my stomach is growling. That's also indication. Just kidding. That's going to tell you what it is that you still have healing work to do, because it could be a person or a situation that all of a sudden triggers you to feel unbalanced, ungrounded, make you feel insecure, or feeling like you need to put walls up or whatever. You know, when you have that awareness that you're being triggered, pay close attention, because I strongly feel like that's going to indicate to you, like lead you to what it is that you need to work on. In other words, that you still need to focus on, because you're still very actively in this journey, okay? There's still lessons to be learned, always. There's still growth to be had, always, okay? Versus right here where she's sitting pretty, waiting for her trophy. Like I said, that's what I keep getting. The trophy's coming, okay? You're very close to achieving your goal. The trophy is coming, but there's emphasis on not, like, don't have your total awareness in where you're about to be. Like, you need to still be in the present, because you're still on the journey, okay? You're still on the journey, and as much as you feel like you've already done a lot of work, like I feel like with such an expanded heart chakra, there's always going to be like wounds that need to be tended to time and time again, okay? So that's what I'm getting from this area. Then we have the witness and a time to give rather than take. And what I'm getting from that, because this one came out in pile 1, and it's giving me the same exact message that it gave me in pile 1, which is having a specific breakthrough when you are at a time of pause, when you're if you've not already had a specific breakthrough as to something that's been triggered within you that still needs to be addressed, or needs to be, like, a certain pattern is what I'm getting when it comes to your heart. So this could very well be when it comes to love. Like, if you had an awareness that there is a certain pattern that you continue to repeat that is refreshing, not refreshing, like sorry about all that. I'm sorry about all the noises now too. Something that damages or reopens certain wounds that you have when it comes to love. That is a pattern that you continue to repeat. That is a cycle that still has not been completely broken, okay? So pay attention to what triggers you specifically when it comes to feelings of love, of patterns that you have repeated that caused you a lot of pain, okay? So, sorry, that got off track, but it was a very needed message. With the witness here, it's about in a moment, having a breakthrough in a moment of pause, in a moment of taking a step back, because the witness sits back and observes. But also it could be like in a time during meditation when you are really reflecting and seeing your life, your journey, your patterns, your wounds, all of it. When you lay it all out on the table and sit with yourself and see it from a detached point of view, which is what the witness is. Detaching from the emotions or the thoughts or the stresses or the pain that certain experiences bring up in you, and detaching from it and just viewing it as an observer and being able to see it from a different perspective, okay? Because that is when you gain breakthroughs, is from when you detach all emotions or any type of attachment to the situation at hand and really see it from a different perspective. Like you are able to see things that you wouldn't in the moment see in being in those situations. Okay, hold on, let me pause this real quick. Sorry about that, loves. I do live in the hood. I don't know what to tell you. You're gonna hear dogs, you're gonna hear cats, you're gonna hear cars, you're gonna hear people, and maybe if it's nighttime, an occasional gunshot like in the background. I don't know. That's just what it is. Anyways, where was I? The witness. Okay, being able to see things from a different perspective and having a breakthrough at that time. I'm going to show you the same thing in this card if you can. Hold on, let me focus. Okay, yeah. If you see the light being illuminated right here from the eyes, it's that breakthrough. Like I said, that moment of revelation that you see things instantly from a different perspective. And those moments as the witness are important parts of your journey that really put you in a place of being able to now, okay, now that I see that, I didn't see that before, but I see it now. And when you see those patterns or cycles that you have been reliving, that's when you have the opportunity to break them, okay? So I feel like this is a breakthrough that you're having when it comes to patterns, when it comes to love, okay? So this could be like family love patterns that you were replaying that's caused you wounds, or it could be like within relationships, patterns that you've repeated that have caused you wounds, okay? So a time to give rather than to take is putting yourself, because right here she's in the energy of ready to take, to receive. In other words, not to take, I don't like that word. A time to give rather than receive sounds better, okay? Which is really what it is. She's in a place of receiving and waiting to receive. However, it's saying it's not time to receive quite yet. You're almost there, but it's not time to receive quite yet. So continue to give, specifically to yourself when it comes to nurture and healing and all of that good stuff that comes with our spiritual path, right? So then we have the thinking woman here, which is what I feel like is your thoughts start to put doubt in your manifestation, start to put doubt in your own power, you know, to create your own life. And I feel like this it's ego based. The thinking woman is purely intellectualizing everything and seeing it like from an ego-based perspective of, like I said, wanting to have what you want now. And I feel like it is not serving you best specifically because the energy right here is asking you to take a step back, okay? To take a step back and really be in the now and be in tune with the patterns that you still have to work on breaking, okay? Versus having your focus on the destination, the end game, what it is that you're trying to achieve. And so then we have Spirit Fox here with trust your talents in changing times. I really feel like this is a huge part of like your self-worth or your belief in yourself when it comes. So this is going to be different because I'm getting two different messages. For some of you, this is going to be something that you're very passionate about achieving in your life. it feels like career, but it could also just be like a passion project, like, I don't know, like helping reunite lost animals, you know, whatever. Like, I don't know, just something that's really like close to your heart. But for others of you, this is having to do with love and relationships, okay? So for some of you, having doubts and being able to achieve a passion project that it could also be both, to be honest. A passion project that you're working on, as well as to attract a healthy, stable, unconditional love relationship, to trust yourself and not lose faith. Because even though you don't have the complete evidence of your manifestations yet, the energy is there. It's just saying, it's not saying that you're not going to get it, which is the whole thing with divine timing, right? Divine time, when I say trust in divine timing, it's not saying that you're not going to get what you want. It's just saying stop holding attachment, which what I feel is the strong message here. Stop having attachment to how you feel things should go, and on what timing you feel like they should play out, and what exactly the full picture of the end game should look like, because that is distracting you from the journey itself, okay? When you're like too future focused and not embracing the lessons that are to be learned, the gifts that are being granted to you right now, today, in this very exact moment, such as me. I'm a blessing to you. Just kidding. Community here, there's focus. I feel like that's having to do with end game, because it's giving me very like Three of Cups vibe, especially because there's 3 females here, right? With this girl dressed in red, I really do feel like for a lot of you, part of this end game has to do with love. But if it's not, it's really just achievement, okay? Because that's what Three of Cups vibe is sort of like celebrating and having your rewards, which is what she's waiting for, right? But for others of you, it's about feeling that sense of like connection and happiness, you know, like being in celebratory, like I have what I've been working for, I have what I want, and let's celebrate life now. You know what I mean? I feel like it is coming for you, okay? But like I said, it's just a matter of trusting the universe, letting it happen when it needs to happen. Huge focus, your whole reading, it reeks of divine timing. So, yeah, I don't know what to say. Autumn, release the old and rest. I feel like you've been overworking yourself mentally when it comes to this thinking. Well, maybe actually overworking yourself, like in reality, like making all these efforts and moving and spinning your wheels, either mentally or physically, trying to get this end game, this celebratory, get in that motion already, or in that experience already. But like I said, you need to relax. You need to release that need to control, which was a huge emphasis on pile 1. I feel like all of the piles are really connected today, but it was a strong emphasis on pile 1 to release the need to control. And I feel the same thing here with you. Like, you know, because you're starting to get evidence already. I feel like you're there, like you can almost grasp it, just that it's like stuck in the mud and you're trying to like, come on now, like get over here. You're already seeing evidence of this manifestation that's why you already did your hair, did your nails, wore your best dress, because you're like, oh, there it is, I'm finally starting to see this come along. And I've worked so hard for it, which you have, pile number 2. And so there's this like, okay, I'm ready. But there's that emphasis on, okay, you're ready, but it's not quite right, vibrationally ready for you just yet, okay? And it doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong at all, pile number 2. It's just how divine timing works, unfortunately, okay? So, advice cards. The universe has my back. That's a good one. Trust, right? It's about trust. We have the owl again in both of these, and the owl right here. So yeah, this is about trusting in higher power. This is also about knowing the wisdom that you've gathered throughout your life, okay? And trusting in that. I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness. Strong emphasis on rest. Right here it says release the old and rest. So we have the owl here in a position of like meditation almost, okay? So really like That's what you need to do, because that was the message of the witness too, is like detaching yourself from being in that wanting. Detach yourself from saying, from that feeling of, I've worked so hard and I'm starting to see evidence and I just want it to come to fruition. Separate yourself from it just for just a moment, okay? Just a moment, and have a different, you'll have breakthroughs in that release, you know what I mean? And that release of needing to have the control. Yes, just say yes, okay? So if you were wondering if there's something you should move forward on, or if you needed confirmation of yes, but also at the same time, this is giving me the same thing as this community. Like, you're gonna have it. Yes, you are going to have it, okay? And like I said, you're already seen evidence of it with you're so close to achieving your goal, but there's a need to release the control. Then we have soul family. Call in your tribe. You don't have to do it alone. So connecting not only within yourself, but calling in your soul tribe, soul family to assist you in these things. So that may be exactly what you're doing right now, because I literally say that you, pile number 2, are soul family to me, because I always resonate, like that's the number I always choose. I resonate with pile 2s. And so usually when I do a pile 2 reading, if not always, then the message is also for me. I'm taking it, okay? So that could be, connecting with whoever it is that you resonate to, gain some sort of support, some guidance, some assistance in that, which is what I was hopefully here and able to do for you today. Pile number 2, that is all I have for that reading, and that was a heavy one, actually. If I was all over the place, I apologize, but I did have some distractions. All right, pile number 2, if this message you know the stuff. Do the like, do the comment if you want, but what's not optional is the subscribe. That's not optional. You should have done it already, but if you haven't, pile number 2, soul family of mine, click on that subscribe button. It's going to help me in my purpose, in my journey. This is what I am pursuing, because this is what I feel guided to do. So assist me in that, please, by clicking that subscribe. And it also will have a ripple effect by helping somebody else who needs to hear this message, or one of the other piles' message. If you click on that subscribe, it'll be rippled out there into the universe, okay? Until we vibe again, loves. Hello, pile number 3. Thank you for joining me for your reading. So right before I get started on your reading, I'm going to ask that you take one quick second to click on that subscribe button. Why? Because it'll help me with my purpose of getting guidance out there, and it'll also help somebody else who may be recommended this reading and they may need it in a time they may need it, okay? So how teachable are you with the number 9? I had to sit with this one for a minute to really get a good vibe on it. And so what I got from how teachable are you is that there is something that you have sort of set your sights out on, a dream, a goal, a passion, that perhaps you've made multiple efforts throughout your lifetime, depending on how old you are. You've tried already, okay? You've done this and not had the type of what you would consider success as you were seeking from this specific endeavor. And I really feel like that has got you into a pattern of self-deprecation. Is that how it's, I think that's how it's saying, you say it, where you sort of put yourself down, where you become your own worst enemy, where you lack faith in yourself, where you just don't trust. Like, you have this feeling that this is for you, but you feel like if this is meant for you, then it should come easier than it's been, if that makes sense, okay? If that resonates with you, this is definitely your reading. So originally what I was getting from this card was that perhaps with how teachable are you, that maybe there was this sort of like closed-mindedness or unwillingness on your part to be open to receiving or achieving success in this endeavor. by seeking out some sort of outside guidance or advice or mentoring or something like that. But the longer, and that could be the case for some of you, but the longer that I sit with it, I really just feel like it's a battle within you and yourself. Why? Because of the number 9. In traditional tarot, like the 9 of swords is that crazy type of anxiety, that overthinking, that stress, that worry, but a lot of mental energy, okay? Which is what I'm feeling with her here. There's a lot of mental energy going on, and she's sort of like defeated already within her, okay? And then also the 9 of Wands is that feeling of like exhaustion, like having put in so many action and energy and just feeling like you don't know if you can make it to the end, even though you've already put in so much work. You just don't know, like, should I just give up? Is sort of what I'm feeling about your energy, okay? And the answer is no. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Especially if it's something that you feel like deep within you, like is your calling or is your happiness. You should never, because even though you may feel it's for you and it's not come easy, that is not clarification, okay? That is not confirmation that it's not for you, because anyone will tell you, or anyone who has achieved some level of success will tell you that it did not come easily for them. Oh, mostly, right? There are those rare cases where a person just goes out, tries one day, and boom, they're instant success. However, that's not reality for the most of us, okay? So I'm going to leave your advice cards for the end. But like I said, if that resonates with something that you may be currently experiencing, I feel like this is probably a strong pattern that you've been experiencing, but I feel like it's not something that's replicated. Like, I don't think it's anything that like is a repeated cycle from like your parents having seen this from your parent. I don't feel that way for this pile. I feel like it's just something that you, like, you're really hard on yourself, okay? So let's see what cards you got. Ooh, the rainbow. Ooh, I like that. Looks like there's some movement about to come into your life. Then we have Earth. That's a pretty card. We have Surrender to the Divine. Full Moon. Emotions are running high. Super Moon. Okay, look at all that moon energy within you. Healer of the Ages. Envy. Oh no. She-Wolf. Unleash the wild within. There's that moon energy again, pile number 3. I really feel like your emotions are telling you something right now, okay? Then we have I don't know how to pronounce this. Shaolin Master? Okay, I probably butchered that, but just bear with me. Be graceful in movement and action. I like this. Okay, so I am going to sit with your cards for just a second. Okay, pile number 3. So, starting off here with the rainbow and Earth. Right away, these messages are giving me hope, okay? Hope for success. Like I said, the whole reading is about breaking cycles, breaking patterns. I feel like you're about to have that breakthrough in which you're going to finally see what it is that you've been wanting to open up for you, that opportunity, that level of achievement or success as you may perceive that, okay? However, that's going to be different for everybody. But right here with Earth, this is a strong message about obviously grounding yourself, but really like taking the time to have appreciation, because the message of the Earth card is really about appreciating everything, because everything that we have in life, when it comes to health, wealth, success, abundance, that all comes from respecting nature and everything within it, okay, which includes us. So if you've not been taking care of yourself, perhaps because you've been so worried or stressed or down about this specific situation, this is a reminder. You need to value and respect yourself and the situation around you, versus, I think, did I say self-deprecating? Yes. Okay. That's not even a word I use clearly because I can't even pronounce it. But I really feel like this is like a reminder to really be easy with yourself and nurture yourself, because this like lack of value that you're putting yourself when you're putting yourself down, in other words, that's an energy that you're vibrating, that you don't have respect for nature and the process, okay? Because you're so unhappy with where you are, versus having gratitude for the journey so far and really what you have in the moment, okay? There's a need to always have gratitude for our situation, even if it's not exactly where we want to be quite yet. And I feel like there's a strong emphasis on this, specifically with the NB card being directly underneath it. I feel like there's this, like, you're not in the present, like your mind is constantly in what it is that you want, and then it brings you back to this place of that 9 energy, like I said, of being very aware that you're not where you want to be, and therefore creating this unhappiness, this frustration, I feel, even with looking out and wanting to be there already, but not taking a look around, like I said, with the earth energy, and really just being appreciative of yourself first and foremost, okay? That is the most important thing here, is the value that you hold in yourself, because that is what you're vibrating out. And if you don't value yourself, then how is the universe supposed to give you the energy of value when what you're vibrating out is the lack of value, okay? So then with the rainbow here, remember, when is it that we see rainbows? When there's some sort of storm clouds in the area, okay? Usually we see the rainbow when the suns finally start to shine, and all of a sudden we have this glimpse of the beauty that is the rainbow, okay? So I really feel like this is a strong message about storm and the cloudiness of you not being able to, or you feeling like you've not been able to achieve success in a way that you perceive it. Like I said, that's going to be different for everybody depending on what the situation specifically is. But I feel like the rainbow is a strong message that this storm is about to clear out, even though you can't see it yet, and that the rainbow will be your silver lining after having to endure the storm, okay? With healer of all the ages, and also rainbow being like this sort of balance of all the color spectrum, which could indicate something having to do with your chakras being becoming aligned, is what your breakthrough is going to be. I feel when you come to a place of gratitude and grounding, I feel like your energy systems, such as your chakra energies, will be a lot more in balance and aligned. And I feel like this you may even be a healer, okay? So healer of the ages here could be your energy. Maybe you have this vibrant rainbow spectrum of you when you're grounded, that you're able to offer healing with whatever it is that you're trying to achieve here. It may be something that you have to offer the world that you feel you're being called to, but haven't quite seen progress or success in a way that you would like to. But if that's something that you're pursuing, some type of like holistic healing, you really have, the capacity with the rainbow here and the healer of all ages. There's something about your energy that is very win and balance, like I said, like full vibrant, okay? Because I've done like chakra meditations with myself, and to be honest, it's my crown and my heart chakra that are very vibrant, but the rest are usually, for the most part, sort of imbalanced, I'll admit. But you, my pile number 3, when you ground yourself, excuse me, let me get a sec. When you are balanced, pile number 3, your whole chakra systems are vibrant, in perfect balance, is what I'm getting from this, okay? So that has the capacity to be beautiful. Like, you can create a beautiful ripple effect to everybody who comes into contact with you with that rainbow body energy of yours, okay? Which is something that, like with the Buddha, like achieving like full enlightenment. So maybe you are, well, usually my pile number 3s are like very spiritually advanced, if you will. So yes, we have surrender to the divine here, along with she-wolf, unleash the wild within. I strongly feel like there's a part of you within that lives more freely when you're in tune with nature. But I feel like perhaps because you've been in this energy of self-deprecation, ooh, I said it right this time. You've been in that energy that I feel like it's really taking you out of your true self. And I feel like your true self is like just fearless and wild and carefree, and it's the opposite of really being in ego, which is what I feel like you've been in, like in this false perception of yourself that it's not, it's an illusion. It's not who you truly are, okay? She-wolf is who you truly are. You're one with nature, loves, okay? With the earth energy there, that's also added like confirmation. You're one with nature, and I feel like that's strongly being focused for you. Maybe you do rituals with the moon, pile number 3, I don't know. But maybe there's perhaps, you know, a little hint of a nudge that if that's something that you do, like perhaps try reconnecting with that. Then we have emotions are running high. So that moon being super zoomed in, we all know that the moon, Luna, associated with lunacy, lunatic, that's when people like are out of balance when it comes to their emotions. And I feel like that's something that is strong in your energy, okay? Like I said, with the rainbow and everything, your emotions have been running like extra on extra. But with the be graceful in movement and action here, what is this little guy? Praying mantis. Praying mantis. Like, you're being asked to, I feel like this is just going to come naturally when you're able to ground yourself, but really to like be more at peace and surrender to the divine, okay? Be more at peace with yourself and surrender. Surrender all of this false illusions. Know who you are. You are one with nature. And what does one with nature know? That the universe always provides, okay? There's always something that the universe is providing for us because there's an abundance of for us, okay? So reconnect with your true self. Pile number 3 is a strong message I'm getting. Surrender all of that false illusions that you're sort of being clogged in right now. Oh, we have get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. That came out in pile number 1 also, in case that's something you felt guided to. So get grounded is what I've been saying. So that's just a confirmation. Then we have Pleiades, okay. Double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So like I said, my pile 3s are usually like spiritually advanced or spiritually evolved. That's just something that also comes with the number 3, right? So you're not only a channel, which like I said, you have some healing energy for sure. So if this situation that you've been doubting yourself is something having to do with that, like trust that this is you, okay? That's who you're supposed to be. As well as uplifting. Like I said, when you embody that rainbow energy, because you're coming from a real place of groundedness and connectedness with nature and all around you, and awareness of all of the energies. You know, I feel like that's definitely going to have a ripple effect on everybody around you. I am the dreamer of my dream. Is this not what came out of part 1 also? Maybe, yeah, that's the second one that came out of part 1. And I shuffled the decks really good. Then we have, I surrender to a power greater than me. There's that surrender again. Surrender to the divine. I surrender to a power greater than me. That is a double confirmation. And I love that. I really do love that, okay? Spirit's coming through for me today and for you, of course. But yeah, there's this strong need to surrender this false sense of lack, okay? This false sense of this illusion that you have that you don't have what it takes, because you absolutely do. And even though you've experienced a lot of setbacks, I can feel that for sure. Like, this is not out of nowhere. You're not just over there being dramatic, pile number 3. I'm pretty sure that you have experienced a lot of setbacks. And maybe the timing wasn't right, okay? Because when it comes to divine timing, it doesn't work on when we want it to happen. It works on when it's meant to happen, based on where we are in our journey and how much growth we've had and the vibration we're putting out and all of those things. But I strongly feel like this cycle that you've had, like, you're going to be able to break it, okay? Like I said, it's about connecting with who you are. And you have some very beautiful, like, powerful vibration, okay? Pile number 3, I can feel that. Like, you are definitely, like, in tune with nature when you're at your groundedness. Like, oh my God, like, you probably have so much messages and signs and synchronicities that come through to do. I just feel like the universe communicates with you when you are in the right vibration. Like, literally, you have so much connection with everything, okay? So that is your reading, pile number 3. If that resonated with you, obviously I ask that you like and comment. Let me know how it resonated, if at all. And of course, if you haven't already, because you should have already taken the time to click that subscribe button. Like I said, just like you, pile number 3, you're trying to have a ripple effect on the world, so am I. So do me that favor and click on that subscribe so you can help me achieve my purpose. And also to get that message out, as YouTube will promote this reading to get to anybody who might resonate with it as well, okay? So until we vibe again, loves.